and gentlemen, we have the honey drippers in the house tonight.
You've heard that in literally one of the thousands of tunes that it's been in. It is early hip-hop. Kool Herc bought one of the like 500 maybe copies that were made. It became legendary in hip-hop after he started to play it. And most famously in 1985, Marley Marl does one of the first, if not the first, quote-unquote chops, where you're not just using the loop. He started taking just the kick, just the snare and hi-hat, and you can make a beat based on those elements. And RZA would have chopped at the beat using his sampler. So he just isolated the snare and mapped it to his sampler so he could just play that separate, as well as the kick, which sounds like this. But once those two items got to his sampler, including the hi-hats and everything, he would have had something like this. And then there's the double kick. And he left out this. I wasn't there, but what one can do with a sampler, so it's likely the RZA would have done something like this, is mess around on the keyboard, by the way. I'm doing it with the pads. He didn't have pads on his keyboard. He just had the notes, like a keyboard. But he would have played around with the beat, like. But I think he left out that hi-hat.
Yeah, I don't think there's a hi-hat in there.
So what you're actually getting, and I'll play it for you now, is this.
Yeah, he left out the hi-hat, and I think that's what prevented it from sounding like more older school hip-hop.
Oh, wow.
Like that,
You're right.
that hi-hat is like the happiness. Like it's also like brings up the hub.
You're right.
By taking that part out and stripping it down a little bit, it feels more like a beat down. Like it feels like somebody, it honestly feels like you're on the receiving end of like some characters from Staten Island. And I think that's what makes it sound more in the in the context of 1993, more modern.
We have a few more steps to go. I'm going to keep it simple. There's a degree to which what I'm doing is recreating it in the room in 5 minutes.
Totally.
Which takes,
which is so impressive.
Doesn't take into it doesn't take into account all of the sonic shaping that would have required a lot more time on the day. And different gear, by the way. But we're going to get pretty close. I think 88%, maybe 91% if I do a good job. Now, the RZA has himself explained this on his TV show. A lot of what I'm about to show you comes out of what he's told all of us. I've just broken it down for our show to get to the more micro level.
Yeah.